There are a lot of people that love stats in CrossFit, and they could tell you exactly who will win an event and why, but not necessarily why you should care. Well, maybe he can. If you've opened up Instagram in the last few days, then I'm sure you're aware that soon Sevan will be releasing the behind the scenes for the 2023 CrossFit Games. Now, whether we realize this or not, it is a big deal, and this could have a tremendously positive effect on CrossFit and the CrossFit Games. And the reason we can say that is because we can simply look to the past. For example, if somebody started watching CrossFit in 2015 or 2017, it's hard to imagine that they weren't also watching the behind the scenes videos that were put out by CrossFit but created by Sevan. And if you're one of the people that enjoyed the behind the scenes back in the days, what was your favorite year or some of your favorite moments? Let us know in the comments so we can go and find them. Now, of course, many of us are aware of what happened to the media department within CrossFit, and the behind the scenes, well, they disappeared. Now, in the meantime, some people made their own behind the scenes at the CrossFit Games, but it wasn't quite the same thing now, was it? Because for many of us, it was the behind the scenes that could make us fans not just of CrossFit and the games, but of the athletes themselves, getting to know them off the field as well. In fact, many that were considered the biggest names in CrossFit would not have been the biggest names had it not been for the behind the scenes. But time passes, we have a new generation of CrossFit Games fans, so the biggest names that were maybe aren't that well known for them today. In fact, there are new athletes that they are following, but maybe the only window into their lives they have is through their personal Instagrams or their YouTube channels that are quite often a curated highlight reel. But for example, how do they react when things go bad? When they lose a workout that was full of their wheelhouse movements, the workout they expected to smash? Or that little mistake turns out to be far more costly than they ever could have imagined? And even when things go well, how do they react? How do they treat the staff, the other athletes, their friends, their families? When we observe them through these different situations, we start to build a profile of that athlete, how we personally feel about them. And at the end, we might find that our new favorite athlete is not the person we were expecting. And now, let's go back to those stats, because the stats are telling me that your athlete should beat mine every day of the week in this event. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because now they're my favorite. I'm going to be cheering them on so hard. I'm going to be hoping for some miraculous upset that means they can take down your favorite athlete. And if that happens, well, what an incredible event. What an experience that will be. And that's what makes the games exciting. That's what makes the lower heats exciting. Yes, I know he's not going to win the CrossFit Games, but I just want him to do better than he's done before. And if he's not going to win, at least I want him to beat that guy. And the more we know about the athletes and the more we care, the more passionate we are, the more we're going to talk about it to others, try and get them to join in, watch the games with us. And maybe more people will start to watch the games, enjoy the games, because they know who these people are, not just on the field, but off the field too. And I'll put it out here that I have not seen any of the behind the scenes of 2023. Of course, I've seen the previous years, but I'm not part of the inner circle. I'm not getting special access, but I do feel it's something that has been missing from the CrossFit Games ecosystem, and I'm very happy to have it back. But I am also aware of the fact that Sevan himself is a controversial figure in CrossFit. But really, in the world of CrossFit, who is not, to a degree, controversial? It is a global thing, which means people are coming from different backgrounds, different upbringings, different beliefs, different sensibilities, and therefore will find people controversial or divisive. Dave Castro has always been a divisive figure. Hiller is a divisive character in CrossFit at the moment. And even the poster boy for many years for all that is CrossFit, Rich Froning himself, is not without controversy. So just because someone is divisive and we might not agree with things they do, things they say, decisions they make, it doesn't mean they're not good at the job they have. For example, if you need an incredibly fit human being, you're going to call Rich Froning. If you need someone to document incredibly fit human beings, you're going to call Sevan. So when will the behind the scenes become available? Well, it depends. There is a membership option on their YouTube channel that will enable you to have early access from January. Otherwise, you can wait and have it in February and use it as motivation to help you crush the Open. Now, hopefully, the behind the scenes will not be a one and done as my Open attempts are going to be, but we will see it again in 2024. Because if we can couple the behind the scenes coverage with the smaller footprint that the Games is going to have, which should mean it's easier to stream and easier for us to follow the athletes. And actually then if we know more about the athletes as well, it's going to be a more enjoyable experience. And could these pieces of the puzzle sort of fit together to help bring back some of the love that has been lost for the CrossFit Games? Or at least to help the newer fans know what it used to be like for us? Well, let me know what you think in the comments.